Welcome back to the Romance Scam Rebellion. Little did he know that a seemingly innocent job opportunity he found while scrolling Facebook would change his life entirely. The job advertised that he would make much more than he ever could at home, which of course is attractive to any young man looking for opportunity and adventure. There was a recruiter involved, then a conversation over Telegram. Jobs are particularly hard to come by in Uganda, so Shadrack was excited to start this new path in his career. He had to sell belongings and borrow money for a plane ticket which he was assured would be reimbursed upon his arrival in Cambodia. He gets on the plane and it's a very long flight. Upon arrival, he's offered a drink, then blacks out. He's driven for many hours out in the jungle and wakes up to find he's been delivered to a scam compound where he found out what he was really brought there for, and it was far from what he was originally told. Most who work in these compounds, which are as big as college campuses, are doing a job they don't want to do, but they're forced to do it just to stay alive. If they don't comply with the boss's demands for scamming their clients, which are mainly Americans, Canadians, Australians, and Europeans, they'll be beaten, tased, stabbed, starved, and tortured in many horrific ways. There are some who don't make it out alive. There are thought to be upwards of 350,000 human trafficking victims throughout Southeast Asia. If they're lucky enough to somehow escape or be released from their compound, there are no social services to rely on. They desperately look for food, a place to sleep, all while looking for a way home. And this keeps happening to these young men. We need to create awareness, understanding, and empathy. This is my third interview with the Ugandan, and my heart breaks for them and their families every time. Here's my conversation with Shadrack. I really want to thank you for being here with me today and for your bravery in coming out and telling this story. So, first of all, tell us your full name, and then if you could just tell me how this started, how they got you onto the airplane. Was it Cambodia that you went to?
Yeah, Cambodia.
Okay. So go ahead and tell me how you were recruited.
All right. My name is Shadrack. And I'm 24 years old, Uganda. This is how I ended up being trafficked to Cambodia. And I ended up in Istanbul. It was last year.
And last year, we're talking 2025, right?
2025.
Okay.
Around October. So I was running last night this book. And I got a job advert. So the advert, and there was a link, if you would be interested. There was a link that directed you to the HR. So I tapped the link, and the link directed me to the HR's email. So when I talked to the HR, she gave me her Telegram personal account.
Wait, Telegram, so you talked to her through Telegram on your phone?
We first talked on using email. Then later, she forwarded me to Telegram. She gave me her username, and then I messaged her on Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, she gave me the job structure, the salary structure, and the working point.
What did she say you would be doing in your job?
Yeah, she was saying that it was an IT job, and that IT job was about data entry.
Okay. And then what was the salary?
Yeah, the salary was 900 USD.
Per month? Per month? And can you make that kind of money in Uganda?
No, you can't.
Okay. So that was attractive to you.
900 USD in Uganda, it's about 3 million, 3.8 million Ugandan shillings. So
Okay.
it's a lot of money. So I was a bit happy. I said maybe it's time to change life because here in Uganda, it's very, very difficult. Jobs are rare, yet there is a lot of unemployment. So we continued talking, and she told me to submit my details. She asked whether I have a passport. Luckily, I had processed a passport. My passport, then I sent it to her. Then she told me to get a yellow book of yellow fever. Then by that time I was working, but as you know, it's not a daily gig. It's just once in a while, but I used to save some little money. So I went and got all my savings. Because she told me they will fund me the air ticket and the visa, but I had to collect they call it clearance fee at the airport. Yeah.
How much was that? Did she
It
say?
was around 2 million, was around 600 USD.
Oh, wow.
So I had to collect that money. So in collecting that money, it wasn't enough. So I sold some of my belongings and also got a loan, Ugandan million shillings. So to raise that money.
Yeah.
So when I got the money, I contacted her and told her that I've raised the clearance fee, so let's arrange on how I'll travel. So she told me to wait for about 3 to 4 days for the visa to be processed. So I waited, and I think in about 3 days the visa was out, and she sent it to me. So she told me the visa is out, now you be waiting for the air ticket. So I think by late October, around 30th, 29th, 30th, around there, that's when I received the air ticket. So the air ticket I was supposed to travel on 3rd of November. Yeah, so I waited for 3rd November, then I settled. But before setting off, she contacted me to someone at the airport. That someone is the clearing agent. You know those scammers, they have agents all over different airports. Whatever airport you reach, you have an agent clear you. And most of the agents are within the immigration. So they are being paid by those scammers. So you don't meet the agent, but they give you his contact. He just tells you when you reach immigration, go to counter this and this. Say this is the person. So for me, he told me you said Deo. Deo was the password. So when I reached counter 8, they just said Deo. So when you said Deo, they just let you go. No questions, they don't ask you anything. You get.
So your money probably went to pay off that agent, do you think?
Yeah, so that's the very exact counter where you pay that money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you reach, you just put the envelope, then go. But for me, because we went a group of 3 people. For me, I didn't have that money in cash. It was on what? On mobile money. So before, he told me, because we had talks, and I told him, you know what, I didn't come with cash. The cash I have, I had put it on my phone. So he gave me the phone number where I sent that money, and that's where I sent. I did have hard cash. So for me, I used mobile money to transfer the funds. And I remember I have a screenshot of his number. I don't need, I will check further and see. If not,
Save that.
I remember I
Yeah,
had taken
save
a
that.
screenshot. So that's how I left Uganda. And it was on 3rd November 2025. So from Uganda, we first laid over in Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, we spent there a whole day. They got us a hotel reservation. We spent there a full day. Then in the evening, at around 8, we left Ethiopia. Then we boarded to Bangkok, Thailand. In Bangkok, Thailand, we rested there for about 2 hours, waiting for the connecting flight. So after the
Did you fly into Phnom Penh from Bangkok?
Yeah, from Bangkok, we flown to Phnom Penh,
Okay.
Cambodia.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we reached at Cambodia. It was around at KTI, that Techno International Airport. It was around 10, about 15 minutes to 11 at night. So that's where I last. We reached the airport. They gave us there is a guy they told he's a driver. They gave us to drive us. So that guy came with drinks. It was juice. So immediately we drank that juice. That's where we lost consciousness.
They drugged you.
Yeah, I think so. So they drove us up to the area was called Mondorikiri because I tried to make research when we escaped after the raid. The area was called Mondorikiri, but it's very far, about 9 hours from Phnom Penh. The province is called Mondorikiri province. So before reaching the scam compound, we woke up like about 15 to 30 minutes to the compound. Because I think this guy drugged the drug he gave us in the juice. It was time measured that by this time they would be awake and it would be soon to the compound. So when we woke up, we were all wondering what happened. I asked my friends, they also asked me the same question. That immediately after clicking the things, they went unconscious. And that's where fear began.
Yeah, that'd be a little scary.
The driver told us, no, you are safe. He just said, I gave you the juice so that you don't get so tired along the way, so that you can get enough sleep and rest. That's what the driver said.
Nice to give you a choice.
Yeah. So, we reached the compound. Immediately we entered, they closed it. It's a very big place. And the fence is also very high, very, very high, about 20 meters up. And the place is so isolated. No vehicles, no motorcycles, no people around. Just, it was like trapped in between a forest, stuff like that. So when we reached, we got our bags, the suitcases out of the car. But for me, I had started fearing. It was, okay. Then I said, let's see what's happening. So there came a Chinese and he had our pictures already and the passports. He asked, are you Madam Shadrack? Is this you? I said, yes, I'm the one, plus the fellow 2 guys I went with. So he confirmed that we are the ones, and the driver drove back. So that guy, he first took us to our rooms, to the suitcases. So they gave us beds. Then he said, after preparing your beds, you come, I take you to the office. So we went to that HR's office. And when we reached there, she also had to confirm whether we are the ones. She looked at the passports we sent and the passports we have, the pictures we sent and the very us. So she said, you're going to be working and you have to sign a contract. And as well, I need all your passports. Then he submitted the passports. That's the first thing she did. After submitting the passports, they took our phones and it deleted everything that was on the phone, all the information, whatever we had discussed with them. They deleted each and everything. Good enough for me, I always remember my email. So even if the phone was flashed, good thing some of my contacts were saved on the Google Mail, my email. So, but the rest, the charts were all deleted and were not backed up. So, after erasing every information on the phone, they gave us back the phones. So, this Chinese guy who got us from the driver, then the HR told him, take us to the office, to the workplace. So, we went to the workplace. But reaching the office, we saw a lot of nationalities. Africans, Africans, now we Africans, there were Ugandans, Kenyans, Rwandese, Congolese, people from Cameroon. Then the Asians, there were the Filipinos, the Pakistanis, the Afghanistans, the Indians, and the Chinese as well. The place was very big and the office was very big. So, when we reached, we were scattered. I was taken to another group. These other two, one was also taken to another office, and another one was also taken to another office. And that is the very last day I last saw them. Ever since I went there, I never saw them again. Because we were not allowed to go to the office that you're not assigned to. You're not allowed to step in there. You're just allowed to step in the office you're assigned.
Did you know them before you left Uganda?
I didn't know them. We just met at the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you never saw them again.
We're going to meet these two people so that you come as a...
Okay.
So, I was taken to my office, the assigned office. And on reaching, they showed me a computer. Then I asked them, they are training, because when I was still in Uganda, as I was talking to HR, she told me I will first gain training, then start working. And here things are different. She was telling me to start working. Now what am I going to work? What I don't know. Because I was curious. The guy just told me, don't ask questions. This is your workbench. This is your PC. This is your chair. I said, I can't work what I don't know. Then he said, okay, let me show you. So he told me to look at the neighbor, the guy who was seated next to the chair I was assigned. Saying that, are you seeing what he's doing? He's talking to people. He has a script he's using, and he has numbers of our customers, the clients. So we are going to be giving you customers. You'll be talking to them in form of relationship. You persuade them. You make them fall in love. After making them fall in love, then you forward them to the next section. But I asked the guy, this is not the type of work I had applied. This is very different. Because I was told it is a company, manufacturing company. I'm just going to be a data entrant. And here things are different. That's where trouble came from. out of the blue, I had electric shocks.
Because you asked a question?
Yeah. I just asked, but they never answered me. I just had electric shocks from the behind. I even never knew where the guy came from. On turning back, he was a security guy with electric teasers. And as you know, I'm a human being, so I tried to fight back. I punched this Chinese guy. But when I punched him, he had a knife. I even have wounds here on my hands, in my back. I have cuts. Here on my face, even this, I was cut each and everywhere. Even here, I have scars of knives. So the guy started cutting me, even here on my hands. So I put my hands to guard the knives. So the scars are here. Everything is on my back. Oh my God. So after cutting me, the guy with the teasers again began shocking me with electricity. So they carried me and took me to a room. So when I reached that room, I also continued fighting, fighting for life. But no one wants to save me. Because these guys just told me, if you don't want to die from here, just obey what we are telling you. We shall have no problem with you. So in fear of my life, I had to obey. So they left me, but I was bleeding all over. The face was covered in blood because here was a cut. I had blood all over my face. My legs, my back, I was bleeding all over. And they locked me in that room for 2 days. 2 good days without eating. They said, you're going to serve as an example so that whoever does as you've done, when he looks at you, he won't dare fight or do what. So after the 2 days, I was there just thinking, why did I come here? Regretting. But I also never knew. I just thought it is something legit. So after 2 days, they have a clinic inside the compound. They took me to a doctor. The doctor dressed the wounds. I first showered, dressed the wounds, treated me, gave me some medicine on taking. Then they also gave me. Immediately after eating, they didn't even allow me to rest because I had injury. They told me to go to the office, and I had to obey. If I had refused, they would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I went. That's how I started doing the scam job. And they only gave me a probation period of 3 days. They told me within 3 days, you must have captured the protocol, the working conditions, and the procedure. So I had to make my best. I was even given a target that every month I have to make 50K target, 50K of sales. And that 50K, it's not me to make them. It's from the clients that I make fall in love and forward them. They deposit money worth 50K, then that means my monthly target is what? Is accomplished.
And when you say clients, you actually mean victim.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not only you are a victim, but who you're talking to is a victim as well.
I understand. I read your profile. So that's how I started. And I remember that very day I got lucky. The first client, the number they gave me, I was new in the system, but I managed to do what? To convince him. He was a guy. So when I convinced him, within 3 days, he had already fallen in love, then I forwarded him to them. So that's the only client that I forwarded them. And by the end of the month, they would make a meeting for everyone's report that Shadrack, this month, this is how you performed. But for me, they didn't pressurize me because they said I have good communication skills. So I had that maintenance, how to maintain these targets. So they were hoping that maybe one day I'll get someone. They call them big fish. Those people who deposit a lot of money, like 200,000, like $1 million, you get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was one of them.
Tired. Yeah. I was, every time I could just pray, oh God, help me. How can I survive this? And one thing that made me lose hope was there was a guy who tried to escape. When he escaped and went to a nearby police station in that Mundurikiri province, the very policemen are the ones who returned him to the compound. So that means they bribe the security organizations, the police, the army, some big people in government, they give them bribes. So, and most people be knowing about that system because they pay them.
Yeah.
So,
there's no help. There's absolutely no help for you guys over there.
yeah. So, luckily, I had spent there 2 months, 2.5 months. So, in January, it was around 20-something, 20, I don't remember the exact date, but in 20-something. So there was a raid. The army, in attachment with the police, they came and raided the compound.
So this wasn't the local police then, right? Do you know who the police were? Because it wasn't the local police, right?
It wasn't the local police. The police was from the capital, from Phnom Penh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And good enough, the police told us, you are victims. We are not going to detain you. We are not going to beat you, but we want the Chinese, and we want you to give us the what? The real information, what you've been doing here. And that's what we did. So, the Chinese had already flown away because we were sleeping by the time the raid came. And none of the Chinese was there. Maybe this local police had already alerted them that they are coming. So we went to that HR's office, get our passports, but everything was scattered, everyone was looking. But good enough for me, my passport had a red cover. I put it, our passports, the Ugandan passports are blue, but I got a red cover for his identification. So it was down, and it was the only one with a red cover. So that's how I got it. I was very lucky to get it. Because most of the people lost their passports. And there were these nationals, the Nigerians, Ghanaians, and Cameroons. They used to take those passports and they sold them. So that's
who did they sell them
how
to?
they make it by they used to collect passports and sell them.
They probably just removed the photograph and put somebody else's photograph in there.
Maybe they use that. I think so.
Okay.
So I thought everything was done, but life outside was even harder. There was nothing to eat. There were some fellow Ugandans who helped me with shelter. For them, they had money. They had already, there were people who were paid, those people who had experience in the scam job. They had a monthly payment. So they used to pay them.
I didn't think anybody got paid, but there are some who do.
Yeah, they don't pay everyone. More especially the newcomers, they don't pay you. You first gain an experience of about half a year, like 6 months, then you start being paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is a part I jumped. Before the rate, these Chinese use models. They are used to be models, but models of different nationalities. American models, both men and women.
Are they victims as well?
They are not victims. The models work willingly because they even get vacation. They go on vacations, they come back.
Oh, wow.
So they know what they are doing because you can't be a victim and you get a vacation and then come back.
Right, right.
Yeah, models of different nationalities. There were Chinese models as well. There were Canadians, models from UK, France, Germany. So when you get a target who is from France, you assign that target to a model.
Okay.
To a model who is from France. If she's a lady, you assign her to a male model. So the use of those models was to make video calls and audio calls and even meetups. They could arrange for meetups and these models are given tickets, flight tickets to go and meet those victims so that the victim gains trust, knows that this is the real person I'm talking about. Yeah. So another part I jumped, there was a guy, I think he was from was he from Philippines? He was a Filipino. Because during in office, the work we were doing, there were stages underlined. Now for us, the newcomers were told to be doing first line. First line is that process of making someone fall in love. After gaining enough trust, you forward to the second line. So second line is for those people who had experience for about 6 months, 1 year. So there was what they called a first recharge. So the second line is made, the people who are in the second line are the ones who make a client make a first recharge. So after the first recharge, the second line forwards to the third line, who are the Chinese. Then the Chinese, the third line, they make a client, like, show him, introduce the business, the work. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they introduced the work, so there was someone who was called a killer. So a killer is that someone who makes the target deposit the money. So after killing you, you're cut off, done. The target is done. They call it killing process. After getting all your money, it's called the killing process. Then you're cut off. They no longer want to hear. They put you in the garbage. Then that's how it used to be. Continuous to every target. And as we were working, there were qualifications and they had age limit. So people of 21 years and below, they were called disqualified. You get a target, you talk, you get to know that he or she is 21 years and below. You just put that one in the disqualified. So if the target is 22 years to 70 years, then he's qualified.
Wow. So you can steal from anyone 22 years and above.
So long as he is 22 years and above, is qualified.
Oh my God, that's frightening. Because a lot of people over here in the U.S., a lot of people over in the U.S. believe that it's only the older people who are targeted. People don't talk about the younger people who are being targeted. Are they targeted the same way as the older people? Do you reach out to them and have them fall in love with you as well?
Okay, about your question, now for me, the office I was working in, we were only working upon people from USA and Canada. So other offices, each office was assigned a nationality to work upon. So there were offices to work upon the French people, the German people, the Spanish, the Chinese, the Asian people, you get. So for me, in our office of people from USA and Canada, that was the age limit, 22 to 70 years old.
But was the script the same for a 22-year-old as it is for a 50-year-old? Do you still try and make them fall in love with you, the younger people?
Yeah.
What do you do to the younger people? I mean,
the younger people of 21 years and below.
No. 22 years to 30 years, let's say. What do you say to them?
22 years to 30 years. The same process.
Same thing.
The same process. Just that what they told us, these people, that people of 35 to 46 to 70 years, they are considered big fish. They deposit much money compared to these.
Oh, to the younger ones.
So even they always used to tell us, if you get a client or a target of 35 years and above, you give that target time. Even if 2 weeks or 3 weeks, keep on talking with him. But these young people, they know they deposit less money, around $100, $50 USD. So for those you don't give them time, they give you a probation period of 7 days. By 7 days, you might have made them fall in love. And they always told us that young people easily fall in love. So they were easily scammed. You know, someone of 40, 50 years, at least some might have had experience about it. So you have to give time. You get. Even another target who was not allowed to work upon was that someone was scammed. If you talk how he goes to the second line, and the second line they introduce the job, and the target says, I was scammed before, I have experience about this, then that target is qualified. That's where he or she ends. Yes.
So what happened after the Ugandans took you in and helped you out? How did you escape from Cambodia?
So when I went out, I told you there were some fellow Ugandans who at least provided me with shelter and food for a week. But for them, they had already worked, they had experience. They couldn't buy me a ticket, but they could get a ticket for themselves to go back home. So life became much harder when they went, because I spent almost a month sleeping on streets. Almost.
Yeah.
And on streets, what we used to do was I found other fellow Africans who were also stranded on the streets. They had no money to pay hotels, buy food. What we used to do, we used to go to temples to collect food. You know, those Asians have goats, and they always put food on their goats.
Yeah.
So that is That is the food we used to eat for survival.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So one day there was a man. He met us. He's a Cambodian journalist. So he told us about Caritas. I think you know Caritas organization.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
There is a Christian organization, Catholic organization. It operates. They told us it's originally from Switzerland, but it has branches in different countries. So it is even there in Cambodia. Because we couldn't get help. They are not a United Nations organization in Cambodia. They don't have any office there. So he told us, I can take you to Caritas. Okay, we said, let's go since they provide food and shelter. Let's go for survival. But he didn't take us immediately. He had to first contact them. And when we went there, they didn't allow us to enter immediately because it was full. So we used to sleep outside Caritas. We had a mat, so we could lay down that mat. That's where I was sleep. So when people started going back home, those who had got tickets and Caritas had got some places for entries, then they took us in. So at Caritas, I spent there, I think it was about 1 month and 2 weeks, something like that. So when I reached Caritas, the situation at least became easier. Survival. Food was there in time. Medication was there. So that's how I even managed to get a ticket. They got me a ticket to go back. And
So
I came back in May.
Yeah. In May of 2026.
Yeah, May of 2026. It was on 28th of May. That's when I left.
So you've only been home for a couple months.
So ever since I came back home, let me see, because May was almost over. I reached on 30th May here in Uganda.
So so now it's the end of July. So you've been here.
Months.
Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah, almost 2 months ever since I came back.
So tell me about coming home. Were you welcomed home?
So on coming home, remember I had lost contacts. Some of the contacts were not backed up on my email.
Did you get your phone back? Sorry. Did you get your phone back?
Yeah, I have the phone.
Oh, they never took it. They just erased everything.
But they erased it and everything.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on coming back home, I came back unannounced. My family members didn't know. So when I told them what really happened and the situation where I was, so my stepdad was like, no, you're lying, what and what, you know what you've been doing. So he chased me away from home. So even right now, I'm depending on friends. Just know I don't have a stable home. This day I'm here, tomorrow I'm there, tomorrow I'm there. They are just friends helping.
Well, thank God.
And when I came back, while I was still in Cambodia, I got I caught a cold. And ever since then till now, it's still affecting me. Because the tablets I had got from Caritas, the ones I came back with, they are now finished.
So you need more medication?
I'll send you a video of my foot. During the raid, while we were running, it was hit by a meteor. So till now, it is still swollen. So that's how life is here. I've tried looking for jobs, but jobs are not here. As you know, our country, Our country also has insecurities. Now, of recently, it has been declared in level 4, do not travel by the US. I think you know that information. So, even here where I am, it's my friend's place. As he was going, I told him, please help me with that, make sure that I make this happen. Because last time we had arranged on Saturday, we couldn't. He went unannounced. He never told me. But he's the only person who has stable internet where we talk with and no interruption. So
Does
that
your
is how life.
does your stepdad allow you to speak with your mother?
Yeah, I talked with my mom, but as you know, I don't. I can't force my mom because even my mom has problems as a lady. My mom is also an orphan. Both the dad, the mom died. So she produced me while she was still a teenager. She produced me at 17. So it's that man who has been taking care of her since then, and they have 3 kids. So I can't be a burden and interrupt. If I try to say something, you never know, the man might also say the mom to go away. Good. So I just can't go in between them.
Yeah.
Now for me, I grew up without a dad because I don't know my dad. My mom had me at when she's a teenager. So that is life
Well,
as it is.
wow. I wish I could change it for you.
Yes, please.
I wish I could change it for you. I wish I could do something. Well, did you contact that Moses over there?
Yeah, I did contact them, but what they also tell me is that they are also trying to settle back. So, if someone tells you like that and you've ever been in such a situation, you can understand the condition
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
in. So you can't persist.
Well, I need you to keep fighting and to, survive for a while until something good happens. Something hopefully good will happen. I'm still trying to survive over here too, but it's a battle every day, isn't it?
Try my best. I've never lost hope. I know maybe one day, one time, things will get better.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you telling your story. Keep in contact with me, okay? And let me know what's
right.
going on with you. And
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well for listening to me.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
My heart is broken. I'm trying to get him some medical help, but so far haven't found anyone willing or able. If you know someone or are willing to help, please reach out to me. I'll have my email in the show notes. Stay safe out there. I'm Enola Johnson, and this is the Romance Scam Rebellion.